Hello, everyone. Ted Clayton here. I was at the Whole Foods in Hudson Yards the other day. It was cold out, and I just wanted to eat my meal in peace. To my right, there was a family, parents, friends, and a toddler. The little girl was being rambunctious, disturbing the peace of everyone in that space. The parents were visibly stressed, but the child wasn't being corrected. As I left and looked back through the glass, I saw the father give his daughter a look. It wasn't a look of hate, but it was fierce. It reminded me of something Jordan Peterson once said: don't let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. This got me thinking about a theory of discipline. We often talk about right and wrong, but we don't talk about resolution. Think of verbal reasoning as high resolution discipline. It's complex, nuanced, and requires a lot of processing power. But a toddler doesn't have that hardware yet. Spanking or any immediate physical correction is low resolution discipline. It's a hardware level interrupt signal. But there is a metaphysical layer to this: energy release. When a child misbehaves, it creates a buildup of tension in the parent. If that energy isn't grounded through a judicious correction, it stays in the parent, hardening into that fierce look I saw through the glass. A physical correction allows that energy to be transferred and absorbed by the child as a boundary marker, releasing the tension for both. It clears the air so the relationship can return to harmony. Dame Dash recently talked about this in an interview. He said, "It's funny how pain is the one thing that actually teaches people, provided they are smart enough to learn from it." He made a point that resonates deeply with this theory. When you brace your face for a punch, it doesn't hurt as bad. But if your face isn't braced, that's what knocks you down. In the context of discipline, the low resolution sting is the act of bracing. If a child never feels the controlled sting of a parent's correction, they go into the world with their face unbraced. They are vulnerable because they've never been conditioned to recognize when a punch is coming. Dame Dash noted that facing trauma or pain early can be a gift because it grows you up fast. By shielding children from any form of physical stake, we aren't protecting them. We are ensuring they'll be blindsided by the world later. This is why I see judicious discipline as a social vaccination. A vaccine is just a tiny, weakened version of a dangerous disease. It's enough to trigger the body's hardware so it knows how to fight the real thing later. By providing a small controlled sting now, the parent is vaccinating the child against the unfiltered violence or social cancellation of the real world. We live in a physical world. If an adult ignores a no trespassing sign or a personal boundary, the world eventually hits back. As Dame Dash says, pain teaches. The question is, who do you want the teacher to be? Today, society is becoming increasingly socially Darwinistic, competitive, unforgiving, and quick to edit people out. Isn't it ironic that as the world gets harsher, our preparation gets softer? By rejecting the physical stake in childhood, we create a reality gap. We are sending children into a jungle without the animal awareness of where the hard walls are. Today's society cancels or excludes adults who cross lines. I'm arguing that a low-res correction in childhood, that early gift of learning from pain, prevents a high-res catastrophe in adulthood. This leads to the foundation of my entire theory. The parent must be the safe version of reality. The world isn't different. If you learn about consequences from a stranger, the law, or a punch in the face, there is no love in that transaction. There is only the consequence. But a parent is a controlled environment. When my grandmother corrected me, and she only did it a handful of times, she was acting as a filter. She was saying, I am going to let you feel the world sting in my presence, where you are still loved and protected. It's better to learn how to brace yourself from a hand that loves you than from a world that doesn't. Thank you for listening.